Well, hello everybody. Welcome to your Language Teaching and Learning channel. My name is Santiago, and this week I offered to start sharing with you short videos that I've been using with some teachers in order to be prepared for international examinations. However, since we finished talking about classroom research, and I mentioned that observations and classroom research are closely tied, I thought it would be a better idea to continue with the next topic, which is observations, and then start sharing with you the videos about cracking certain parts of international examinations. So today I'll be talking about observations, and I'll start with self-observations, okay, which is even easier nowadays. Before, when we didn't have such technology and everything else, I would usually recommend, and I would do it myself, to record our classes. And the reason for that is because we sometimes tend to make mistakes, the things that we correct in our students, and we tell them, okay, please make sure you don't make this mistake, whatever. Sometimes we end up making the same mistakes for many reasons, and one of the reasons is, of course, and I'm sure you've noticed, when you're grading papers or exams, whatever, and there's a part in the exam in which the students continue making the same mistake again and again, and in the beginning you're going, oh, that's wrong, obviously, and you graded wrong, whatever. But when you start being exposed again and again to the same mistake, it starts sounding correct, right? And this is the reason why, unconsciously sometimes, we end up making the same mistakes that the students make. And the thing is, we don't realize it. And another problem is also, sometimes we send assignments to our students or anything like that, and we don't get the results that we expected, or they do something different. And we wonder why, come on, you guys not paying attention to me or what? And, if we had recorded ourselves, we sometimes realize, oh, look at that, I didn't tell them exactly what I wanted them to do. I wasn't very clear. So that's why I would normally recommend, and as I mentioned, I would do it myself, to record your classes. Right now, back in the good old days when I started doing this, we'd use a cassette, okay, and then we'd listen to it. I actually picked that up from my philosophy professor in university, and he actually had, back in the day, he recorded all of his classes, and he used to mention to us that he had like a whole wall full of cassettes at the time, of course, and 90 minutes and 120-minute cassettes, because he recorded all of his classes. And of course, at the time, it was like, whatever. And then later, I realized that for our profession, that helps too. So I started recommending it, and I did it myself, and I realized sometimes I wasn't very clear in my explanations, okay? So that's why self-observation is very important. And now with technology, even before the pandemic, all we needed to do was just put our cell phones there and record ourselves. Now with the pandemic, it's even easier because we're working online. So we can easily record our classes, right? And then check them afterwards, and you will find many things, like for example, one of the things that I mentioned, maybe the instructions that we're saying, they're not very clear. Or maybe we're making the same mistakes that we're telling our students not to make, right? Or, who knows, maybe instead of, on little things I'm sure you found, instead of looking directly at the camera, we're actually looking at the pictures of the students, and we end up facing our ears to the camera, and we're looking at the other things, and so things that we really don't realize. So that's why self-observation is very important in order for us to improve, and of course it will help to improve our teaching and the way we express ourselves, right? And again, as I mentioned, this is closely tied to action research. We discover things and how to do things. There are so many things available nowadays that we can easily just explore and use them to our advantage, right? the example I gave you last week of the new way of taking attendance, which I said, oh my God, I don't know how to take the attendance, and so I just had everybody send me a message. However, I mean, depending on the resources that you're using, you can simply go into the technological area and just have a report printed out to you, in which they will tell you, who was present in your sessions, who signed out, and everything else. Of course, some may have it, some may not. Some may have it if you pay a certain amount of money, whatever. But these are the different things that we can use, the different resources, and in different ways in order to make our classes more effective. Okay? So, well, that'll be it for the introduction to self-observation, suggestions of how to do it and why to do it. And as we mentioned, this is in order for us to benefit from ourselves and always improve in the way that we are doing things, in this case, teaching. I would like to thank you very much for having joined me this week, and I look forward to your joining me the following week. Take care.